happening, y'all? Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIP. Channel 2, community coverage.
That 50.
See what I'm saying? But they talking about, they try to use that I need to order protection, but why it feels like I'm the here then? If I needed protection, you needed protection. And your protection gone.
50 Cent has started a new feud, this time using harsh language and no censorship to attack T.I. 50 claimed in a scathing Instagram tirade that the Atlanta rapper had sold out to Hollywood and abandoned his roots. The cruelest insult, however, was when 50 called T.I. a Hollywood mutt, directly casting doubt on his sincerity and street cred. The post followed T.I. previous red carpet outings, where he prominently emphasized his acting profession above his music career. Never one to hold back, 50 implied that T.I. had exchanged bars for scripts and was now acting rather than living. T.I.'s transition into an actor-comedian was derided by him as a feeble attempt to remain relevant in a field that values authenticity above celebrity. Although there has previously been conflict between the two, 50's most recent remarks make it apparent that he believes T.I. is abandoning the fundamental principles of hip-hop.
So Tough, to everyone listening to it, is an awesome song. Listen carefully. Actually, you don't have to even listen that carefully. There's a line in there directed at another rapper in the game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What line? What rapper you talking about?
It was a line that has you questioning that you have, is it true you have the best lawyers in the game?
Great.
And you ask them a question that if you got caught with 10 weapons in your car, you would have seen 10 years,
Well,
maybe 9.
What makes you feel like there's a line to a rapper?
It just seemed to be very coincidental with the timing of things that are going on.
Now, fans are arguing about whether the criticism of the 50s is warranted or merely a publicity stunt. T.I. has not replied yet, but given his past, a resurgence might be imminent. 50 Cent has made it plain that the drama is now ongoing. He finds T.I. Hollywood makeover unimpressive. Getting on 50 Cent's bad side is a premeditated error with enduring repercussions if there is one truth about him. T.I. learned this the hard way when 50 started criticizing him in public for allegedly snitching repeatedly. For years, T.I. has been plagued by these allegations, which have damaged his reputation in the industry and clouded his career. One of the strongest voices perpetuating those claims was, of course, 50 Cent. At first, T.I. made an effort to ignore the shots, maintaining her composure as the criticism mounted. However, when the tension increased and T.I. began firing back, the back and forth became more chaotic. Instead of taking a cautious approach, as one might expect, T.I. brazenly challenged 50 to a 20-track versus duel, even proposing that it be held on 50's birthday.
Like, you see a snitch, slap him when you see him, knock his nose off. So next time I'm out, instead of asking for a picture, like a little hoe ass, come on, knock my nose out if you think I'm a snitch. Come on, quit smiling in my face, trying to get in my section. Oh, play with me, who think you're talking to? Play with your name. King never gave no information to get anybody in no for now time with no police. If I am working with the police, it'll be to get him to shoot. What you talking about? Play with me.
This just served to increase 50's infamous pettiness, as was to be expected. In response, he brought up T.I. previous 2008 Crime Stoppers campaign, in which he urged people to report criminal activities. The ad quickly went viral once more. The fact that the two musicians were once friendly makes this feud all the more unexpected. They have collaborated on songs and achieved success outside of rap. However, T.I. reputation is still tarnished by the snitching narrative, and celebrities like 50 Cent are still reluctant to remove it. According to recent rumors, T.I. was reportedly passed over for the role of Davis McClain in the television series Power because of his tense relationship with 50. Two main elements are at the core of the feud: the issue over his notorious 2007 Crime Stoppers ad and T.I.'s unrelenting pursuit of Verzu's fight against 50 Cent. At the time, T.I. was facing severe federal weapons charges and could face up to 20 years in jail. T.I. released a PSA urging people to help law authorities combat crime in an attempt to lessen the impact and potentially obtain a lower sentence. Although the statement was intended to improve his public image, it caused a stir among rap artists.
So look, even for me personally, my character never tried to attack my character. they'll say he a rat or he just snitch.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him who I told him.
Paperwork.
I ain't never told him no in my life.
Yeah.
In the Prem situation, look at this case. It'll tell you who told him.
Right.
My name ain't in that case.
Many artists immediately branded T.I. as a snitch after viewing the PSA as a violation of street code. 50 Cent was one among those who reacted the most strongly, expressing his dissatisfaction through media and song. One noteworthy instance occurred on the G-Unit song You So Tough, where 50 used scathing lyrics to subtly allude to T.I. legal issues. Many people thought the verse was directed against T.I. because it had references to having light terms following major crimes. The message was unmistakable. T.I. reduced sentence might have been obtained at a dubious expense. 50 Cent's songs evoked a strong sense of mistrust by questioning how someone who is charged with such serious crimes could get away with such a short sentence. The song added fire to the rumors about what actually transpired behind the scenes. Reports that T.I. owned bodyguard had been serving as an informant and turning over 3 machine guns and 2 silencers after getting $12,000 from T.I. heightened the dispute. Many people thought his sentence was unusually light: 1,500 hours of community service, a year of house arrest, and an indeterminate jail sentence. The industry was taken aback by this indulgence, which soon became the focus of intense conjecture.
Innocent or guilty, criminal or citizen, that could get them any time for any crime. Say, look, if it say, sir, did you see such and such and such, do such and such and such? Oh, wait a minute. Only time. The only time.
Show me one place in the federal guidelines where you can have 10 machine and get 1 year of community service and 1 year incarcerated.
I said, how you feel when them New York and shit like 50 and all them niggas be trying to do all of those?
I'ma tell you something. When you're fighting a man with no arms, expect to get kicked.
Let us listen to 50 Cent's scathing lyrics from the G-Unit song You So Tough. He states in it that a person caught in possession of such weapons should be sentenced to at least 9 to 10 years in prison, even with the best legal counsel. It was an obvious suggestion. For such a reduced punishment to be permitted, something else must have happened behind closed doors. The implication appeared clear without naming names. In an interview shortly after the song's release, 50 Cent was questioned about if he had been making reference to T.I. He said that people might make their own judgments and left it up to public perception. However, the message had already struck a chord. Many took it as evidence that T.I. might have aided the police in order to avoid receiving a harsher punishment. During that time, T.I. was also questioned on the music. In his response, he seemed circumspect, maybe attempting to prevent tensions from rising. Direct conflict with another well-known rapper like 50 Cent might have been dangerous at the time, when federal officials were keeping an eye on his every move. The environment was undoubtedly strained, but T.I. publicly continued to attempt to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Telling y'all, some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIP. Channel 2, community coverage.
For artists like 50 Cent, the contradictions simply fueled an already simmering narrative, and the entire affair cast a shadow of doubt over T.I. court case. The whispers grew, and the industry took note, ultimately contributing significantly to the two rappers' long-term feud. The disagreement did not remain hidden for very long, as anticipated. During the media frenzy surrounding Tekashi's 6ix9ine high-profile racketeering prosecution, in which he testified against suspected 9 Trey members, the notorious Crime Stoppers video featuring T.I. reappeared online in 2020. This gave long-standing arguments within the hip-hop scene new life. 50 Cent reacted to Twitter right away after learning that T.I. Crime Stoppers footage was being circulated once more. He wrote, "You So Tough is the first song I am going to play." The post rekindled the accusations by referencing his previous spat against T.I. and posted an audio excerpt from the song along with the Crime Stoppers clip. Since snitching was once once again making news. The timing of the jab made it particularly powerful. T.I. Then, while restating that he had never given information to the authorities, T.I. implied that 50 Cent might be diverting attention away from his own background, implying that he might have his own circumstances to explain. T.I. escalated the argument by reposting 50 Cent's Instagram post and using the occasion to issue another challenge to a versus match. He stated in his caption that this was unequivocal confirmation.
He had taken the bait.
Second, I don't want to do it injustice.
You use real life situations to create something that's entertaining without being specific. That's entertainment to me. Like if I had an issue, when have you known me to be indirect with an issue?
Oh, you're pretty direct.
Right, so if I had a problem with any artist, trust me, they would know. You see what I'm saying? When I take it and I write that, it's because a lot of people think that. And they're not saying it because they're cowardly people. You see what I'm saying? So when you write it and you put it there and you leave it and say, watch, let me watch and see what happens. And there's so much controversy around it, you didn't say anything. Then you go, see, they think that. Yeah. They just won't say it to them because they're a bunch of
I insisted that it was time to end the rumors and make a musical settlement. Even in the face of grave charges, the conflict between the two performers was presented as both personal and competitive, fusing industry rivalries, performance bluster, and actual accusations. Already viewed by many as a damaging piece of material, the Crime Stoppers video grew to represent a broader division between two prominent hip-hop artists. When the dispute reappeared, T.I. did not mince words. On social media, he took aim at 50 Cent directly, calling the widely shared video adorable, out of date, and in bad taste, much like his music library. However, T.I. did not end there. He demanded facts, saying he had never, ever given information to any kind of law enforcement against anyone, for any reason. He cited Supreme in a scathing response, instructing 50 Cent to respond to the same query directly. In an attempt to put an end to the matter, T.I. challenged 50 Cent to set up a time and choose songs from what he referred to as that one hot album. Repeat to 50 Cent's catalog, he said boldly as he concluded his words. T.I. made it apparent he would not back down by declaring, "You got the right one," after claiming that 50 had been making fun of people for years. He concluded by using the hashtag #BringMe50. T.I. participated in a live Instagram conversation with comedian Kelly K. Dub Walker. There, he restated his version of events and refuted any allegations of assisting the authorities. However, it did not stop there. In a different appearance on the Big Facts podcast, T.I. brought up the topic again. He did not recoil when asked directly how he felt about being labeled a rat because of the Crime Stoppers commercial. He adamantly defended his behavior and stood by his earlier remarks, claiming that the public misinterpreted the entire situation. All of this resulted in more than simply a feud. Pride, reputation, and unanswered questions all clashed in front of a large audience during this well-publicized showdown with long-standing tensions. Furthermore, there is no indication that the story will slow down. T.I. was not shy about voicing his thoughts when he was approached directly about New York rappers like 50 Cent disparaging the Crime Stoppers commercial. He assertively defended himself, arguing that the criticism was biased rather than factual. However, such a reaction led to a new degree of conflict between respectfully, "Keep away from me," and the message was clear even though the post was brief. After King Von's untimely death in November 2020, the already high level of tension was further heightened. Many people thought T.I. Instagram post was ill-timed. T.I. wrote, "Atlanta is a lovely progressive city overflowing with black excellence," just days after King Von and 2 other people were killed in a shooting in Atlanta. "Together, we triumph and support one another. Do not come here to murder one another. That just happened. Handle your beef in your city," he wrote at the end of the caption. In advance, thank you, King. The post received harsh criticism from both artists and fans. 50 Cent was among the first to respond after sharing a tale that King Von's sister Kayla had posted. Kayla wrote in her statement that she was disappointed with "for mentioning anything. You are bothering me. They suffered casualties. This stuff is real. I am not sure what you were thinking, but give it another thought. They hurt now. They adore the boy. He was completely out. You probably have no idea that they are pursuing you because of what you just stated. And already already intense rivalry between the two rappers was further heightened by this whole circumstance, which gave it a tragic and poignant element. One fan made the statement that someone who guides law enforcement in a particular path without ever testifying can be a non-cooperating informant. They questioned how, in spite of what seemed to be overwhelming evidence, someone facing a large armory of firearms charges was only given a 1-year term, community service, and no actual jail time. However, T.I. was charged with more than 30 weapons offenses and appeared to escape with no repercussion. They came to the conclusion that there had to be some degree of cooperation or that there were strong links at work. However, not everyone was in agreement. Using 50 Cent as an example, another fan defended T.I. by asserting that he had also engaged in dubious activities in the past. Do you think 50 Cent's continual criticism of T.I. was it warranted, or does it seem more like a case of mutual projection? When an artist confronts his own past while criticizing another, leave your comments below and let us continue the conversation. If you have read this far, please remember to hit the bell, like this video, and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of the most recent developments in the continuing drama in hip-hop. Now, watch the following video for additional deep dives and undiscovered stories.